I'm up here filming a video which will hopefully describe all the icons and symbols and lines and shades on an Ordnance Survey map. And look what I found. I know it may not look that exciting when you first see it, but don't forget, wherever you are in England or anywhere, there is always something interesting nearby. And this boulder really is interesting. Well, it's to me anyway. Now, I doubt anybody else will find it interesting. Yeah, I know, it's just a boulder. But if you look closer, there's a timeline, there is a history, there's a story embedded into the surface of this massive lump of rock. You know, the only way to hear what the rock is telling you is to look around. You know, if people stop looking around, then all this history will be lost forever. You know, maybe you don't have fond memories about your geology classes at school, you know, when the teacher was droning on endlessly about the difference between igneous and sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. But geology, it's the only way that you can find out why the world is as it is. Before humans started writing down their thoughts and experiences on cave walls and then on clay tablets and finally on various types of paper, before this, the only thing that recorded what was happening at the time are the rocks. And this rock is telling anybody who'll listen, I wasn't always here. I used to be up there. You know, if no one's around and you don't mind feeling a bit stupid, you can actually have a conversation with the rock. There's no one around. Okay, Mr. Rock, if you say that you used to be up there, how did you fall out of the sky? Now, as you know, rocks don't like talking very much. So Mr. Rock probably won't tell you the full story. I'll bring the microphone a bit closer so you can hear what he's saying.
Look at me and work it out for yourself.
That's a bit cryptic, but I do like a puzzle. Okay, the rock says that it used to be up there, but we all know that rocks don't float in the air. In fact, rocks only sit on or in the ground. So there must have been some ground up there at some time in the past. But where's it gone to? You know, how did it disappear? Well, there's normally lots of clues around, so I'm trying to find some. I should plan these videos, you know, like a professional, instead of just making them up as I go along. Yeah. If you look behind me, can you see that curved shape at the end of the rock wall? What do you think that is? Let's go and have a closer look, and it'll give you some more clues. So here's the curve that we could see from over there. That's this shape here. And if you look, when you get closer up, you can actually see there's a line running along the crag here. That is the wall of an old cave, an ancient cave. And this bit that sticks out is all that's left of the roof of the cave. Now, we know that caves are only ever underground, obviously. So there must have been ground here at one time for there to have been a cave inside it. Next, if we look at the rock itself, can you see these indentations? You know, and more importantly, look at the direction they're pointing. This one is going in this direction, that one's going in that direction, but none of them are pointing downwards. Now, these indentations are caused when rain, which is slightly acidic, falls onto the rock. And as we know, water always flows downhill. So most of the rain will just fall off. But where there's a small hole or a crack, the water will stay there until it evaporates, which means that the acidic water is in contact with the rock for longer, you know, at this point. So it will dissolve the rock by a tiny amount. And over thousands of years, this dissolving of the rock by the rain will form these indentations. But we know that water always flows downhill. So at some point in the past, this face of the rock must have been pointing upwards to allow the rainwater to collect in these indentations. So something has moved this massive boulder at least 4,000 years ago, probably a lot longer than that, but it was definitely more than 4,000 years ago. We know it was at least that long ago, as people used to live in this hut circle below Coombe Scar. You know? We know the dates, as this hut circle was excavated, I think in 1957, and they found Bronze Age pottery and flints. So we know the dates that people used to live here. And you think it's extraordinary that thousands of years ago a family lived here in this. I'll put the excavation plan on your screen when I get home so you can have a look at it. I wonder if they had tea and sandwiches right here where I'm stood. I'm sure they did. The sandwiches today, by the way, it's roast beef and horseradish sauce. Which you know, it's simple, but it's not lazy. It's a bit the only reason why I've got this is because we had roast beef for dinner last night. It's a bit like Christmas, you know, you have turkey on Christmas Day, or we do, I don't know about other countries, and then the next day you'll have turkey pie, and the next day turkey salad, and then turkey soup the next day, and then turkey sandwiches. It's the same with us with roast beef, because the joints that we get are always way too big. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, a boulder. Let's stay on topic, shall we? Let's not start waffling and digress everywhere. Back to the boulder. So, staying focused. How did this boulder get here? Well, it's the small indentations in the surface and the line of the wall on Coombe Scar which gives us the answer. During the Ice Age, all this land was under the ice, and as the ice retreated, the meltwater would flow down massive rivers and through the caves in the limestone rock in this area. In the caves, the flowing water would erode the rock, and at some time, the roof of the cave has collapsed. And then the water which was flowing through the cave became an above ground river. The rocks like this, you know, these were in the ground above the cave, and they fell to the new ground level. Our boulder, which used to be up there, with this side pointing upwards, landed here and then toppled over. The water continued to flow across this area, washing away all the smaller bits of rock, leaving only the very largest in place. And this is why this rock is here. If you look behind me, you can see some smaller rocks, you know, above the large boulders. They've fallen off Coombe Scar at some time in the past, and they've rolled down until they've hit the large boulders. So that's what those are. So this is Mr. Rock. I told you, wherever you are in the world, there is always something really interesting, just a short distance away from where you are right now. So stop looking at the screen, go outside and find something interesting. Something as interesting as this rock. Thanks for watching.